Welcome back to Teen City. For this episode, we are discussing careers, in which should be one of the most interesting discussions that we shall have. For me, it's exciting. It's exciting because I want to see children develop progress and learn how to feed themselves, and hopefully parents get out of your house and get off of your paychecks, get out of your pockets, right? Parents like to hear that. Okay, we have two co-hosts.
Hi, I'm Louis Ray.
Hi, I'm Blake, and here's our panel.
Hi, my name is Whitney.
Hi, I'm Farrell.
Hi, I'm Elisa Renee.
Hey, I'm Ian.
Hi, I'm Chrissy.
All right, people, what was your dream as a child, your outrageous dream or over-the-top dream as a child?
I wanted to be a lawyer. I don't know if that's over the top, but I wanted to be a lawyer when I was younger. But
What happened?
just way too much school.
School. What's wrong with school?
There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't want to be in school 8,000 years after I get out of high school. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not my thing.
Okay.
I always wanted to be a vet when I was little. Like,
With
I went on
animals?
this field trip to a vet place, and I was like, Mom, I want to be a vet. I want to be a vet. I was like, I want to be with the doggies. I want to be with the puppies.
That was partially my dream too until I learned about putting them to sleep, and I was like so sad as a little kid. I was like, I couldn't do that. So I went to firefighter, and then I went to acting and dancing and all that, which is where I am now. So.
Well, what I wanted to be when I was younger is a dancer and an actress, and I'm currently doing that. I still want to be that.
Okay.
My dream was to be a lawyer, like her, but we both agree that the schooling and everything was too much. It just wasn't, I guess it wasn't for me. I found that performing arts was something that I love to do. And I'm doing it now, dancing, acting, and I love writing. So, that's what I do.
I want to be a, what did I want to be?
Blake.
I know,
He
I
gonna He's just here right now.
I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle. You know,
Power Ranger.
What?
I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle because that's what I saw on TV. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Be a Ninja Turtle because they could do everything. People that could do anything
All
on
those
TV,
powers.
you know, like Superman.
Okay, now I was Superman.
Like a superhero.
Blake with the
My
cape.
brother was Batman.
Why do we think? He'll come back to his. He'll come back to his. Why do we think too much time? Why is this school such a big factor?
Because
Why are we not excited about learning?
it's not that we're not excited about learning, but it turned out not to be my passion. If being a lawyer was my passion, the school wouldn't be anything. But it's not what I want to do.
Why can't you do both?
Because I
What
don't
else
want
you got to do?
You
Be
gotta,
me. I'm gonna be a performer. I'm gonna be a writer.
You can be a performer. You can go to auditions. You can go to school during the day. What's wrong with that?
I don't want to be a lawyer.
It
It's
Sounds like
wasn't-
stress
it
to
just-
me. It sounds like you're doing school and then you're doing the other job. And
you don't have time for anything
That's
else.
your
You gotta
whole
focus on one thing when
Well,
you're
it's
going.
not so much that.
What else you
can
doing?
be both. You can do both.
heart
Go
is
to
not in
school.
it.
But if your heart isn't in it, you won't.
for some people, actually, going to school and then, you know, like you said, then doing the auditions, they got a job to, you know, support their
Right.
schools because some people don't have
A
that
scholarship.
parents to back them up with that money.
Right.
They're trying to make it.
Oh, I am a student queen.
Oh God.
You can find money to go to school if you want to go to school in this country. So that's a crock. I don't want to hear it.
I think
You can get subsidized, unsubsidized, Stafford loan. I even knew. Let me tell you, I knew somebody that got a car. Subsidized student loan and told him that she had a job at the university. Toyota took it. Sure did.
I don't remember that one.
Well, I think they
no,
know
it's
now.
the truth,
Okay.
though. It is the truth. And you see that as you matriculate through, what happens is they look at where you are in terms of your academic progression.
Right.
They look at how much money you need. Yeah, you're going to get your minimum from your Pell Grants and all that. But then you do have subsidized and unsubsidized student loan. So when people say they cannot afford to go to school, right off the bat, that tells me, aha, you ain't did your research. You don't know what you're talking about. And generally, depending on my level of energy, I'll say, okay.
But there's one
Really, because I hear it all the time. Okay.
If your grades aren't high enough, then what?
Grades. There's a college for every
scholarship.
person in this country. I don't care if your MR score, if your, like I made the person MR, but if the intelligence testing says you at a 70 and the academic level says that you're at a 13, I can find you a school. You can find a school.
At 13?
Oh, baby, you can find a school.
I don't know if they would want to go to that school.
There are universities built There are universities that get federal funding for what they call acceptance of non-degree programs.
Right.
Okay? And what happens is the person, they take you at the level that you're at, you matriculate to the GED, and then you matriculate to an associate's, then you matriculate to a bachelor's.
That's what you're saying.
You can't tell me nothing
But
about school.
there is another way to get.
I am a queen of school.
There is another way to get somebody to go to college or wherever school. You can get a scholarship. I mean, that's
right.
what a lot of people do. Like for the performing arts, I know for a fact, we go to auditions and we dance, and if they want you, oh, I want that girl, they'll give her a scholarship, a whole 4-year scholarship
Right.
to be at that school.
Right.
Right.
Like,
Now, those are the people, most of them, that have had the privilege,
Well, yeah.
the opportunity to hone in on their skills.
And it takes
That's not the vast majority of the teens that want to sing or dance.
right.
Right.
So how do we reach them too? Well, you go to church, your community,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the YMCA,
that's true.
or somewhere they're offering monies. There's writing scholarships,
Yeah.
right? Essay
Yeah.
competitions.
A lot of stuff you
Yeah.
can do.
There's a lot of things. Once again, when somebody tell you they cannot find the money to go to school, when they tell you that they cannot afford to go to school,
Research.
lend them an ear.
Right. There's even
Just listen to them long enough, and that'll tell you where they really are.
Well, I mean, not in my personal opinion, but some people feel like college is not for them to, like, the job they want, they feel like college is maybe not for them.
And it's not for everybody. Everybody in this country is not going to go to college.
Yeah.
Everybody in this country is not going to be wealthy. It is a terrible myth that we hear it all. Oh, don't get me started on the social system of capitalism and in this country what it means to have different levels and da-da-da-da. No, it's not going to happen. So I'm not unrealistic. But what I do say is that learning how to feed yourself, that's the careers we're talking about, whatever the road is. So we just kind of started with college, but now, which helps us to go to our next point, Louis, making the distinction between
jobs and
a
careers.
job and college, and we're going to pick that back up soon as we watch our entertainment, right?
Right.
Let's go ahead and take it to the bridge, and then you're going to make the distinction for us, right?